Good evening, my friends. This is the Grimflayer. I hope you're all doing well tonight. Playing another league match for you. We're off to a 1-0 start. We took down Blue-White Control in round 1. That video is up on the channel if you have not seen that yet. It's perhaps worth checking out. It was certainly a nail biter that went right down to the very end. Clock management became the the most important skill that frankly neither player displayed mastery of, but once we realized how important that was, we started playing to the clock, and that ended up getting us there. Now, we would have won the game 3 anyway, it seems clear, but didn't have to. Did not have to. We'll play first. Hand is great. Hand is great for a blind game 1, especially on the play. Let's hide that until we know we need it. Opponent's keeping 7 as well. Okay, looks like burn. Looks like burn to me. Either that or it's an 8-whack with a white splash, but Kalidas. Well, Kalidas is a great card in the matchup if we can ever get to cast him. And I guess we just have the fully escalated brutality here, or at least escalating twice. The problem with escalating a third time is our hand is just too amazing. We don't really want to escalate a third time, but I think we probably are supposed to, right? So we're going to definitely pitch a Bob. I don't think we can afford to pitch this Forest, because it's going to get us closer to Kalidas, and it's going to be good with the Skoos. So is it really... It is really bad to just escalate twice, though, isn't it? I think I should pitch this Abrupt Decay. As good as it might be in the matchup here, I think I'm supposed to just fully escalate. Pitch the Bob. Yeah, pitch the Decay. I think that's just something we are more or less obligated to do, and now I regret that because they have a handful of creatures. Well, that's actually not the best for us, that's for sure. Our decision was punished, at least to some degree, but you know, if we can hit a 4th land for this Kalidas, that's going to go a long, long way. Are they going to double Swift Spear? Yeah, before their Eidolon taxes them. Makes sense. Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf. I think we like that over the Scavenging Ooze here, although it's less mana efficient. I actually think I'm just going to play the Ooze here. We'll make sure we gain our life when there's no other Skullcrack or anything like that. This is bad if they find a Searing Blaze. Otherwise, I think it's correct. We will be able to eat our Bob next turn and play a Tarmogoyf if we don't find a land or anything else more appealing. Here comes their Bloodstained Mire. And maybe, you know, if this is just Eidolon, we'll see. But if they have to aim a burn spell at the Ooze, fine with that. They're just scooping to this? Well, I can't say that I necessarily blame them. That was certainly a very dominating start from us. We had the turn 2 brutality, we had totally painless mana, and of course we had a Kalidas waiting in the wings. Scavenging Ooze is no slouch either, so that was a bit of a nut draw on our end against Burn. Not quite, but pretty close. So You guys know the drill against Burn by now. We don't like Thoughtseize, we don't like Inquisition. Or, excuse me, we do like Inquisition, we don't like Dark Confidant. Tracker is slow. Lily is not great. These are the cards we don't really love. Nile Spellbomb doesn't really accomplish anything, but it is at least cheap. We need the Finks. We need the Collective Brutality. We need Fulminator Mages. I'm coming to appreciate these guys a little bit more. They've actually won me a decent number of games by this point. Engineered Explosives is one we can consider as well. Same with, I guess, just Maelstrom Pulse. None of this other stuff is super appealing, though. So, our 60 kind of looks like this, and we don't really take any of our mediocre cards out this way. I've thought before about playing a Languish. I've thought before about maybe playing a Second Last Hope. I don't think that stuff's good. I think exactly one Last Hope. You know, we don't want the second one over even clunky removal like Pulse and EE. And I guess that one Spellbomb is just going to be fine. So, I've said it before and I'll say it again, it feels bad post-side. Or it feels bad when we go into our game post-side because it feels like we brought in a lot of moderately decent stuff and a few good things. This hand's great, by the way. But we're actually just fine against Burn because so much of our stuff lines up so well against it naturally. So if we just need to hit a couple lands running here, Inquisition into Brutality. Well, there's a land. I mean, we've just kind of got it all, don't we? That said, they kept 7. They're on the play. We've got to respect that. They kept a 1-lander, and they've got Bolt and Swifty that are castable, and Searing Blaze, Lightning Helix, Eidolon that are not castable as of yet. I think what I'm going to do here is take away the Lightning Bolt. That way they're almost guaranteed to tap out for a creature next turn, whether it's Swifty or Eidolon if they hit a second land. The Helix is technically more valuable, but I don't care about that. And I really want them to tap out for a Swift Spear next turn, to not hit a land and to tap out for a Swift Spear. And then I can get a nice clean Collective Brutality going. Maybe I'm supposed to just take a higher value card there, I don't know. Maybe that was a little too cute, but looks like our plan's going to work. And we are on schedule for a Kitchen Finks next turn. Liliana the Veil's a great draw, too. Once more, I'm left with the problem of my hand is too good, and I simply don't know what to take, or what to pitch, rather, to my brutalities. This time, like, I literally don't have anything I want to pitch. I think I'm actually supposed to not drain them here. As crazy as that sounds, I think I'm supposed to just kill a thing, take something out of their hand. Like, and even pitching the trophy doesn't feel good here, but at least that's fine because they're stuck on land. We don't want to help them out with that. So we'll just escalate to 2 modes. We're going to kill a Swifty. We're going to look at the hand. Yep. Opponent's probably a little bit worried that we did not... Okay, so they do have a second land? Interesting. I think we just take the Helix here still. Yeah, opponent's probably a little bit frightened that we chose not to escalate for all 3 modes there, right? Like, They just must know we've got all kinds of stuff going on. So they played out their land. Are they going to... Yeah, they're going to go shields down to play the Eidolon, it looks like. Get us for one, sure. Hissing Quagmire, sweet. Alright, so we're going to hit Kalitas mana. So what... I think that makes us want to play the Kitchen Finks just cleanly around a Skullcrack effect. Next turn, if we do not... If we do not draw anything else, we will Lily and Edict, I suppose. And even then, we might not have to. We might just be able to, you know, tax them more than they're taxing us. Okay. So if they've got some kind of a Skullcrack effect here, that wouldn't be great, but we still, I think, just have to take a block. I don't think we beat Burn by... Yeah, they've got the Skullcrack. That's pretty rough, but what are you going to do? I don't think we beat Burn by just, you know, allowing their creatures to come through for free, though. So, do we like taking Lily up, or do we like pulsing away the Swifty, or do we like edicting with the Lily? I guess Lily Edict is just the most resource efficient, so let's do that. Kalitas next turn is going to be good. And we will get our 2-1 a little bit feisty here. Obviously, that's a little bit worse against a haste threat, for instance, but I don't think we play scared here. So they've got the Searing Blaze. They're going to be able to cleanly deal with that, and they're going to hit us. Do they have a haste threat here? I mean, that'd be... Oh, the Lava Spike. Okay, well, that's strong. Okay. Take it away, Kalitas. Take it away. And it's just got to be the Pulse we picked here, right? Yeah. All right. Can we stabilize behind this Kalitas? I expect to, but the opponent, you know, could have brought in Path to Exile. They've got some live draws potentially still here. But they didn't have one there, and if Kalitas connects even once, this game gets pretty far out of reach for them. So, all right, what else did we have coming off the top? I don't know why this never works when I try to do it on camera, the draw card. Anyway, not important. We got there against Burn. We got the a pretty clean 2-0. I'm not going to lie, though. We had really nice draws both games. We had Collective Brutalities on turn 2 both games that cleanly got us some kills. We we even had our Kalitas waiting in the wings game 1. We had actually deployed the Kalitas game 2. Game 2 is even better than game 1 because we had the Kitchen Finks in between, and we had reasonable progressions otherwise. We didn't... I don't know if we took a single point of damage from our lands throughout both matches. I mean, this is what I mean, guys, about our deck lining up really well naturally against Burn. We just kind of have a lot of really not so minor upsides that all come together to form a pretty solid matchup. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still Burn. Burn is still the quintessential policeman deck of the format that punishes stumbling hard, can rip some really nice nut draws, etc., etc. It's still Burn. We still have to play every turn as optimally as possible. And here, honestly, I had some decisions that were not necessarily clear. For example, escalating the brutalities was not necessarily clear this game either brutality, honestly. This was a good problem to have because fully escalated brutality is amazing, and my hand was good enough that I was reluctant to do so. But with Burn, the games are not going to go all that long, so resist the urge to get caught up in the Burn player's pace of play. That is my advice for this. Like, you saw our opponent here, just like, they get priority, boom, they're just going. We don't have to match that pace of play. We can be more measured and more patient with our decisions, and we can really think each one through. It's not going to come down to clock management like it did in my previous match against Blue-White Control. That is for sure. So we just need to really make sure we are taking reasonable lines with every spell we cast, because like I said, Burn will punish the stumble. But here, it was going to be pretty hard for them to successfully punish even some bad play, honestly, because my cards were just naturally very powerful. That said, they put together a nice little charge here at the end. They got us down to 5, but they're behind on resources. There's a Cletus on the board. There's a Lily back at 2. We even have a Manland for what that's worth. We were still pretty far ahead, but if we hadn't had, like, I don't know, one of those good cards along the way, Brutality, Finks, Kalitas, if we only had 2 of those 3, we might have been in trouble. That's how dangerous Burn can still be, especially when they're on the play. So anyway, we got him. So we advanced to 2-0 in the league. Feels great. And I will leave it there. So as always, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're continuing to enjoy the live footage. As always, your feedback is most welcome, and your support is even more welcome. I would really appreciate it if you would consider supporting my channel in whatever way you see fit. Liking, sharing, subscribing my videos is a great way to do so. I also have a Patreon account. Grimflayer MTG is on Patreon. Link is in the description below. And if you would like to financially support the channel, that would be so amazing. The more support comes flowing in, the more incentive I have to bring you this type of content. So consider exchanging value for value and supporting my channel somehow. I would dearly appreciate it. But until then, we're going to call it here after a nice quick 2-0 against Burn, advancing to 2-0 in the league. Feels good, man. Feels good. Thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you soon. See you for the next video, and have a great night.